Before getting into the lowest priority groups, of which are only suffixes, like our halogens and our NO2 groups, for example, we're going to do some work with alkenes and alkynes. These are usually going to present themselves with not much else going on with them, most likely. But priority-wise, they're going to sit above those very low only prefix groups, and above those, and then just below that intermediate group, the last video. Amines, thiols, alcohols, ketones, aldehydes, and so on. Between alkenes and alkynes, there's no difference in priority. So when we have multiple, we have a double and a triple bond located on the same molecule, we just need to make sure they have the lowest number, okay? And then when paired together, they're also going to have, we'll see, they're both going to be suffixes. So I don't really include the prefixes here. It's very rare that those are going to be needed. It's a chance I think that you can take on the ACS. You're probably only going to experience one of them on the molecule, and naming that's going to be easier than this, but just in case two of them show up, this is largely, this is a more difficult concept. So there's no priority between the two, meaning I can just go, okay, how do I get the lowest number between them? Because I don't need to designate one as having carbon, the lowest carbon possible. I just need the lowest carbons overall, because they're the same priority. So I'm not going to number this left to right, because that would put my alkene in position 2 and my alkyne in position 6. Instead, I'm going to number my carbons right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So instead of 2 and 6, I have position 1 and position 5. Like our alkene is across carbon number 5 and 6, it's always going to be the lower number. Okay, same over here. Our alkyne is in position 1, not position 2. All right. Now these are both going to be, it's going to be weird, they're both going to be suffixes. So when I get my root first, I have 7 carbons, so that is hept. Ene comes before ine alphabetically, so I'll do the alkene first. I have hept. I don't know why I changed it. Hept, 5 ine, 5 ene, and I will say 1 ine. There are multiple ways I can do this. Now I could have likely said maybe 5. There's a way I can use prefixes, but that's probably more difficult to understand. This should be okay. And I am gonna declare this as number 1 just to make sure. I think it sounds better in this case, rather than going ene, ine. And that would probably say they're both on 5, which would make any sense. So it looks a little funky when put together, but most likely, if you're dealing with alkenes and alkynes, again, there's probably only gonna be one of them. So it might be like, let's actually name this. Maybe like name this. Yeah. So the first step would be identify longest carbon chain that includes our alkene. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I number them to prioritize my alkene. It's only a functional group. I have a methyl group on position, ethyl group on position 3. So I would say this is 3 ethyl, and I have 5 carbons. So I could say 3 ethyl pentene. And because our alkene is in position 1, I don't need to declare that. Same thing would be said if I said 3 ethyl pent 1 ene or 3 ethyl 1 pentene. They all mean the same thing. If that doesn't make sense, we're gonna get more practice at study night, maybe this week in SI as well. See how polymers go. Most likely gonna show up on ACS. This stuff is just in case. Do this last example here. How should I number my carbons? First, to include both functional groups and prioritize numbers, I would do so this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have one other functional group, another ethyl group on carbon 3. So I could say this is 3-ethyl. And then I'm going to do ene before ine, so 3-ethyl oct. It's my root with 8 carbons. Oct. 1 ene 6 ine. Very funky looking. It's rare, but good to know in case 2 show up in the same molecule. It's not often used, but again, just in case. Ethyl group on 3, my root is oct, and then again, if there's 2 of them, they're both going to be suffixes. In most all these cases, our alkenes and alkynes are always going to be suffixes. So even if they're together, we have to put both of them at the end. So 3-ethyl was my prefix, octane is my root, and then ene before ine, and I already chose the numbers to get the lowest number there, left to right. 1 ene 6 ine. Probably confusing. Again, very unlikely to show up. If you have questions, always free to help through email, at SI, after SI, before SI, and also next Monday. I think we decided Monday, May 4th. Yes, Monday, May 4th at study night. All right, one more video. We'll do the lowest priority groups like halogens and NO2 and can't remember if there's anything else. Probably just those.